Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, and welcome to another one of our complete before and after house flips. Now, a lot of people say these are their favorite videos I do, so if you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoy it. If you do, we love it when you hit the like button, and for those of you that have been around a while, if you do really love these videos, please comment, hit our like button. That encourages me to do more because they do take a lot of work. So this is a house flip I bought off market. Someone emailed me and said their parents wanted to sell their house, and so we went to see it. It turned out to need a little bit of work, but it was a really good deal. We came up with a price that worked for everyone, and we ended up buying it, fixing it up, selling it, and it's one of our best flips we have done in a while. So we bought it for $200,000, sold it for $300,000, and yes, we made $1 million on this flip. No, I'll leave the profit till the end, but in these videos, we go through all of the costs to show you what we actually made, not like what the house flipping shows do, where they just show you repairs and forget about the agent costs, the financing costs, the carrying costs, selling costs, buying costs, all of those. Those add up often to be much more than the repairs. So we'll talk about all of those, how we financed it, how we repaired it, show you the before and after video. And of course, before we do that, check out investformore.com for much more information on our flips, rentals, being an agent, all of that great stuff as well. And we have 9 books on Amazon if you want to learn how to actually do this. All right, let's take a look at what the house looked like right when I bought it, and you can learn about the story about how we bought it as well. Now, I sometimes make mistakes in these videos with math or something else, so keep an eye out for those. Let me know if I do. And I already started out on the wrong foot because we sold it for $313,000, not $300,000. When I was writing that down, I just was thinking of something else, but that made it even a better deal, and we didn't have to spend that much to repair it, so it was a pretty good flip. Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More, standing outside another house flip that we bought a little while ago from direct marketing. So we'll talk about how we did that, why we did that, what we paid for it, all that good stuff. We'll walk through the house, show you what needs to be done, what we will do, what we could do, what we should do, all that good stuff. And we'll talk about the numbers too, what we paid, what we'll spend on repairs and other costs and all of that, as well as what we think it will sell for too. So welcome to ashy, cloudy, cold Colorado. Very weird day today. Hopefully the fires die down and that is done with soon. But for right now, that's something we have to deal with. But life goes on and we'll still keep shooting videos. So let's get started. So here is the house. And before we go in, the most interesting part of today is the ash everywhere again. So we've been talking about the forest fires a lot, and they're 20 to 50 miles away from us, but still affecting us a lot. I don't know if this is all smoke today or clouds, you never know anymore, but that is definitely ash that has been falling all night. So luckily the fire is not the one closest to my cabin that blew up last night, but it still obviously sucks because it's affecting a ton of people. And that fire grew by 80,000 acres yesterday. All right, starting with the most exciting part, the garage. So I don't forget, because it's detached from the house, or it's attached to the house, but the entrance is on the outside. And I bought this house from an older couple, and the lady had a WS6 Trans Am. So that was pretty cool to see that. And she made sure to let me know that was her car and not her husband's, so that was pretty cool. But we'll go here into the house. I said we bought this for $200,000. Is a direct market deal. So I had a lady email me saying her parents wanted to move. They wanted to buy another house out of state, but they did not want to put this house in the market. They didn't want to sell it with a real estate agent. And I feel bad because I don't know how the lady found me or who she was, but sometimes that happens. We have a lot of stuff going on social media and YouTube and everything. So we met the people, came up with a price, worked out, and we were able to be very flexible as far as closing date. We extended a few times. We gave them 2 weeks to move after we sold the house to them. Everything worked out great. They were happy. They got the house sold quick without doing any repairs. As you can see, didn't have any showings, and we got a good deal. As you can see, this kitchen, right? This house is about 20 years old now, not quite 20 years old, and they bought it new, so they lived here for a long time. This is your 20-year-old kitchen, but it's not in bad shape. And our margins aren't huge on this house, so there's no reason to take this kitchen out and redo it. We'll probably leave it as it is, maybe change out the knobs. We might even leave the countertops. The appliances are okay. We'll probably leave them. And that's just all money that we can save while we're redoing this property. Obviously, the carpet is pretty nasty. The walls, you can see they did smoke inside. And it smelled really smoky when we first bought it. But it's been a little while now. And it smells much better right now. I did one video on this before and completely messed up everything. So we didn't post it. Now we're doing another one to make up for it. Here's the bathroom, builder grade stuff, nothing fancy. But again, it's not in bad shape, just, a little older. We'll redo the flooring. Probably not do a whole lot in that bathroom besides that. And our plan is to kind of do the vinyl plank flooring up here on the stairs, all throughout the main floor. The only real slight damage is right here. And they had a roof leak at one point, but we can patch it up pretty quick. And the roof probably needs replaced. I don't think they've replaced it since they've owned it, which is a long time. So we will do that. So roof, paint, flooring, light fixtures, that's the majority of it. We'll have the HVAC checked out because the house is 20 years old. You're getting to the end of its life there. The water heater, obviously, I'm sure will need to be done because I think it was original too. It's a 2-bedroom, 1 bath upstairs. We got another bedroom and bath downstairs as well that we'll show you. Not very fancy doors, but in this price range, I say this a lot because it's true. We don't have to fix everything. Not everything has to be perfect. All right, we'll make our way downstairs. As I said, we bought it for $200,000. I'm thinking with the repairs, depending on what we do and don't do, we can get in and out of here. $20,000-$25,000, I'm thinking. Another $20,000-$25,000 in carrying costs, selling costs, financing costs, and then thinking it's going to be in the $285 range. So like I said, not huge, massive margins, but it will be really fast and easy. So again, I really prefer the really fast and easy flips and making a little less money than the more involved crazy flips like the stupid foundation house I own that I shouldn't have bought. But that's okay. We'll have more updates on that one soon. The foundation is done. We worked out some issues there, but yeah, probably shouldn't have bought that one. So this one will be an okay one, fast, easy, but yeah, not the biggest money maker. And if I just did, all these all year long, I'd be super happy. Here you can see the furnace is a little noisy, a little old. Water heater is very old, so we'll redo those. Maybe if the furnace is good, we'll leave it. But in our experience, when they get to be this age, even though they're supposed to last longer, they don't. Things just do not last as long as they used to. All right, we'll go in the bathroom here first. This is the crazy bathroom because it has something I've never really seen before, which they put on, I don't know if it came this way and it's just coming off, but wallpaper in your bathroom, and that's a new feature. It might be a new trend we could start. I don't know if that's actually sticky paper they put on or the sheets just came with that paper on it and it's peeling off now, but it almost looks like they put, I think they did. I think that is like sticky wallpaper for your shower that they put over just the basic, whatever type of sheets those are. That might be a new trend. We're going to have to start that one here soon. All right, finally, everyone keeps asking about our murder rooms. It sort of has one. So here's your crawl space, but it's so clean. It's even got a vapor barrier. It's all insulated. There's no trash in there. So I hesitate calling this a murder room. I can turn the light off. There we go. Now it's much scarier. Okay. But no, they left the house. They took good care of the house. Just never updated it. So no holes in the walls, no broken windows, nothing like that. Just a refresh. And should be good. So we'll run out in the backyard real quick. All right, again, not the most amazing yard. And those who watch my videos should expect that and probably expect us not to do anything about it. So sorry about that, but just not worth the money to redo a backyard. Does have AC over there. Again, we'll have to have that looked at too. The roof you can see is older. 98% sure we'll have to replace that. And then we're also going to paint this exterior. So fence, and this side here you can see it's fading. So we'll give it a fresh, brand new coat of paint as well to make it look nice and pretty. All right, so that is the house. All right, there you could see what the property looked like when we first bought it. Then we started working on it. We used a newer contractor to work on this one. It went pretty well, but it was also a pretty easy flip. So it's just kind of like half time for me because we still have to show you the after video. So I'll just sit here and wait while you guys watch it, and then we'll come back and show you all the numbers. And this is one that we finished and is already under contract. So our real estate market is extremely hot. So this is a property we bought from direct marketing. And I had someone email me, say, her parents were looking to sell their property. We took a look at it and we made a deal. We ended up buying it for $200,000. They had owned the house since new for many, many years, but it did need some work. It needed paint, flooring, but really nothing major. The biggest expense we had, I think, was the roof. But we paid $200,000 for it and ended up spending maybe $20,000 on the repairs and listed it for $295,000. And we ended up getting 7 offers on this house in the first 2 days. So it was a very popular property in a price range where it's very hard to find houses in decent shape. So we ended up accepting the best offer for us. And I think I'm gonna make a video on that too, about how we accept the best offer, what we look for, what terms, what conditions, all of that. Because we don't always accept just, the most expensive offer. We look at many different things. But you can see we did paint, flooring, the kitchen, almost exactly the same. We changed out some light fixtures. We did not do a whole lot of work on this one because we did not have to. And that's something we talk about a lot. This bathroom is almost identical as when we bought it. You could change it out. You could put in a new tub, tile, vanity, mirrors, but the house would have sold for exactly the same amount of money. The doors too, right? Some of you may remember in the first video, we'll link to that. This door swung in like that. And it still does because it's the same door and we didn't replace it because we don't need to. So some people may say, oh, you're being cheap, not doing all that stuff. But there's no point in replacing things that work that don't, fit the house if you don't have to. I mean, is gold my favorite color? No, but we didn't have to change it, as you can see from the offers we got. And something else that I never noticed, and Nikki, my project manager, never noticed, this closet is huge. We never went in this closet. I thought it was just, a normal bifold door closet that was 2.5 feet deep. But no, the other day we walked in here like, oh my God, it's like 5 or 6 feet deep. It's a gigantic closet. So that could be why we got so many offers on the home. Could be. Windows were the same. You can see Nikki staged the property. And in case you're wondering, I won't give away too many of her secrets. This is an air mattress. And when we got in here, it was completely deflated. But they plug in to blow up. So she might be mad at me, but I gave away one of her staging tricks. There's 2 bedrooms up here. As you can see, here's the other bedroom. Again, same mattress. And that has a really big closet too. It's not as big as the other one, but it's much deeper than the normal closet you'll find, on some of these tract homes. But yeah, paint, flooring, that's about all we did on this house. And I want to buy more and more houses like these. And so we ended up flipping 15 houses in 2020. And I think we want to up that number quite a bit. Well, for one reason, we have 14 going right now. So if we only flip 15, that means we just buy and sell one more in the entire year. So I think we're gonna do better than that. But part of that goal is finding more deals like this. So this has been a great one. Good margins because we listed it for $295. But as we said, we got 7 offers. I think all of them were over list price. So we'll be selling it for more than that. And I'll talk about that once it's all the way sold. We'll probably do a complete before and after video on this flip. And that's where we show all the numbers, all the sold price, all of that. And you can find those on my complete before and after playlist. We just released one of those pretty recently, the manufactured home flip. So like I said, nothing fancy here. In this bathroom, same blue vanity. We did do, flooring, and we did put up new shower surround stuff. Nothing fancy, right? Looks fine, worked fine, no reason to go overboard. And we can show you the backyard as well. Not a huge house, as you can see. But prices have been increasing since COVID and all that. There are just fewer houses. People are still wanting to buy houses. And that is driving prices up. So here's the back of the house. We did paint the outside, as you can see. Put on the new roof. Again, the yard, it's January. So we can't really replace the yard even if we wanted to. But those of you who know me well know we wouldn't do it anyway, so it's not a very good excuse. And the shed has fancy windows, so I wanted to show those. So that's the house. Very simple, very easy flip. And I like to try and do a lot more of these. All right, so you saw what the house looked like. You saw the before, the after. We ended up selling it for $313,000, as I said, and now we come to the fun part of the video for a lot of people. That's where we go over all the costs, tell you what we spent on it, and not just the known costs, like repairs, but all the behind the scenes costs, like carrying costs and different things like that. So it took us about 4 months to sell this house, which is really good for us. A lot of times we'll take 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. We've had ones that have taken over a year, and that really adds to the cost. So when we can do them very quickly, it also means we save a ton of money on financing costs, carrying costs, all of that. So that was one of those. So first, we're going to start with carrying costs on this property. Taxes. These are property taxes. So while you own a flip, right, the property has property taxes, which almost every property does. You have to pay those. And luckily in Colorado, they're super cheap. $1,455 a year for this property. So we had about $500 in property taxes for the 4 months that we owned it. Those get prorated, so you don't pay the whole year. Insurance is the same thing. We get that prorated if we don't use it, but it's about $500. Insurance is more expensive for flips. Maintenance, so while we own this property, we might have to mow the lawn, we might have to get snow removed. There wasn't too much going on at this time, but there's a little bit. And then utilities, another one that people don't think about, right? We have to have electric, we have to have the heat on so the pipes don't freeze, we need water. There's quite a bit of utilities that go on while you own a house flip. So overall, about $2,200 in carrying costs, which again is pretty low because we're able to sell this one so quickly. What were the repair costs on this house? Now this was a fairly easy flip to repair, but it still cost us some money to do it because repairs cost a lot. And repairs are really expensive right now, so everything keeps going up. Thanks to COVID, manufacturers shut down or reduced staff and weren't making as many materials, windows, doors, lumber, insulation. But people were staying at home doing remodeling projects, so demand went up. So all this caused a huge supply of building materials. Everything's gone up. So we did this one before things went really high up, but everything's getting more expensive, so be careful with that. I have a video that goes over the cost to repair on YouTube as well. but it's a few years older and it's a little lower than it should be, but it goes over the certain costs to do things. Just add like 50% to what that video is, and it'll show you about what it is. So house flip number 211, if you're wondering about that, I think we've bought like 219 flips so far. So I started numbering all of them. And so if you search house flip 211, you should be able to find the before video on YouTube, or at least the after video. I don't know when I started doing that, but from now on, if you're looking for certain flips on my channel and you see the number like house flip 211 or 212, search for that, and you should be able to see previous videos as well to make it easier for you guys to find all the videos of houses. Okay, repair costs. Flooring, we did carpet, we did the laminate flooring, we used a new contractor to work on some of that. He did a pretty decent job. That was about $4,500. Painting inside and outside, a lot of painting, about $5,200. Now, if we were using our old painters who we used to start with, like we could easily pay like $8,000 for that, but we work really hard to find affordable painters to be able to get that done cheaply. But you can pay a whole lot more for paint than we do. Fixtures, light fixtures, a few plumbing fixtures, about $1,500. Bath and kitchen, we did very little to the bath and kitchen, right? We kept the cabinets, we kept the countertops, we even kept some of the appliances. One bathroom we had to do a little bit of work in, but not much. So there was some work, that's probably too high, but around $1,500. Roof, that was one of our big costs. It had never been done. It obviously needed work, about $7,000, then more miscellaneous stuff. So overall, this cost us about $22,000. My marker is drying out. $22,000 to repair, and that's on the really, really cheap side for us right now. Almost all of our flips take more than that. It's just so expensive to flip a house. I remember 15 years ago, you spent $22,000. I was like on the high end. Like, oh man, I spent so much on this house. Well, things have changed. Financing costs are next. So when I do flips, I almost always finance them. People say, why don't you pay cash? You've been doing this for so long. You've done over 200 flips. Just pay cash. Well, for us to do this flip, we paid $200, spent money on repairs. We probably would have needed $230,000 in cash to do this flip, and it's a very affordable flip in our market. Most properties are even more expensive. And if we're doing 10 flips at once, that would mean we need $2.5 million of cash invested into these flips to do that many flips. And we often have more flips than that going. So it costs us money to finance the properties, but in the end, I'm able to do more flips that way and make more money in the long run because the profit per flip is more than the financing costs per flip. And I've gone into that in other videos like cash versus loan on house flips. I have a video like that on YouTube too. So it makes sense for us to finance properties. Now, if I couldn't find enough properties, we're doing much fewer flips, I didn't have anything else to use my money on, maybe it makes sense, but I like to use my money on rental properties, other stuff, sometimes cars, once in a while. So, financing costs. Our loan was $220,000 in this one. That's like, what the heck? I thought you paid $200,000 for it. I did. I have a private lender who will loan me 100% plus repairs. So it's pretty cool. I actually get a check at closing when I do this. I stopped doing this recently because I didn't need the repair money. I'm like, why am I paying interest on this money? I can just pay for it myself. But it's a pretty cool deal. He actually found me online from my online stuff I do, YouTube, all of that. So charged me 9% interest, which would be $6,600 for the 4 months. Points, 2 points. So basically that's a percentage of your loan amount. Many lenders charge that. So my total financing costs were $11,000 in this one for the time that I own the property. Now the selling costs and buying costs. So when we buy these properties and sell them, there are costs involved. It's not just free for us to buy and sell a property. So we bought this off market, which means it wasn't from the MLS. Sometimes we buy properties from the MLS, which is a multiple listing service. I'm a licensed broker, so I get a commission back when I buy those properties. I didn't get that here because I was buying it off market directly. So there was no commission paid to me, and I pay some of the seller's closing costs as part of the deal as well. Now, when we sell the property, I can list it for free. Actually, one of my agents, Justin, in my office, lists it. We kind of have an agreement going there. But I still have to pay a buyer's agent. So 95% of the time, an agent from another office sells our flips, and I pay them 3% commission. So their commission is $93.90 on this property. Title closing fees, that's for paying for title insurance, closing fees. For the buy and sell is probably about $2,500, includes flood certification, recording fees, all of that stuff. Inspection, I put this on here so I wouldn't forget to talk about it. When I buy properties, I almost never do an inspection. I'm very experienced, so I've done this a long time. I don't recommend that for everybody. I don't do an appraisal either because it's a private lender, so I don't need an appraisal. I don't have a lot of those costs by using a private lender. So those costs aren't my costs, but they might be your costs. So that's why I put that on there. So if you're doing this and thinking about it, you can add those costs onto your budget, everything you're doing. So total selling costs, almost $12,000. And it all adds up, as you can see. Even on the fast deals, it all adds up. All right, so here comes the favorite part of the video for me, at least on these houses where I make money. On the houses where I don't make money is my least favorite part. And we have some of those too. So we have quite a few of these complete before and after house flip videos we've done. If you want to go to our playlist, we have a playlist with those, so you can just click on all of them and just watch them all day long. That's what I highly suggest doing. So our profit, we sold the property for $313,000. We had 7 offers in the first day. I think we ended up getting like 20 some offers. A weird piece of dust there, sorry. And we ended up getting way over ask. I think we listed it at $299 if I remember right. And this offer was actually like $317,000. And they had a clause in there that said they'll pay $5,000 more than the appraised value if it doesn't appraise for $317,000. And our appraisal actually came in at that's a horrible 308. So appraised at 308, which we kind of expected it because our market's crazy, is shooting up. And when that happens, sometimes appraisal values don't catch up. So it's something to think about. So the appraised value is 308. They said they'd pay $5,000 more than that. So they ended up paying $313,000 for the property. Oh, $313,000, we had our selling cost of almost $12,000, financing cost of $11,000, carrying cost of $2,200, repairs of $22,000. That leaves us with a grand profit of $265,910. This was an amazing flip. Not quite $1 million, but it was awesome. Not really. Hopefully you guys see something wrong with that. We paid $200,000 for it. So yeah, you have to subtract the $200,000 from there. So that's me being a jerk, sorry. So we actually made over $65,000 on this, which is fantastic for the work we did. Now, when we paid $200,000 for it, I thought this would make us maybe $30,000. We thought maybe it would be worth $270, $275, maybe $280 when we sold it. So we had no idea prices were going to shoot up like this. So part of me is like, ooh, I feel a little bit bad that we didn't pay the sellers more, but there's no way for us to know that prices were going to do that. And this also helps make up for the deals where we lose money and we have negative coming back to us. So things have been going very well in our flipping business lately. The market has helped. We've been buying better properties, easier properties to finance, and so it's been working out very well. So that is how this property went very well. We're very happy with it. I'll try and do some more of these videos if you really like them. Like I said, like our videos, comment, tell me how awesome they are, and then we can do many more of them because it does take some time, some editing, some effort to put these together, and I'm still busy out there like flipping houses and buying rentals and doing all that cool stuff. All right, thanks for watching again. Like I said, we have tons of resources on investformore.com, including a free book that tells you how I got started, other books on Amazon, lots of stuff out there. Look forward to hearing your comments, and we'll be back with more videos coming up soon.